I have a question.
Yes.
More about the CT pathway.
So the CT pathway is a mental and behavioral health pathway, and it incorporates the Hope Squad as well as learning other things about mental and behavioral health careers that they encompass and education mental health services. It's a 10 pathway.
So thank you for definitely coming and being the first. I know it's a little intimidating, although I don't think so as much for Amy as it would be. This is her third time in front of the board. Yeah, I've heard little rumors around that we don't really want to come, but if you don't let us know what's going on, we're not in positions to just come out and, do everything with, that we can do for you if we know what's going on. And that's the only reason why we're doing these little presentations, and we're asking the students to do the presentations, not the advisors, to give you basically, because as you grow up, and I was, just as shy probably as some of you out there, but as I grew up and grew into the thing, I'm no longer shy, and that's the idea, is to get you not to be afraid to talk to anybody that's maybe the word politician. But but looking at and talking to us so we can help if it's necessary. And it doesn't mean that we may have the answer, but we've got other resources that can, guide us as well.
They're doing a great job.
They did a great job.
I don't think they need any help. They're on their way.
They're on their way. Now, put the word out to the rest of the clubs that are supposed to come in front of us. It was easy.
And I have to say, while I have the opportunity that you're here in front of us, Amy, that I truly believe that had you not stepped up last year and stated that we need clubs, my friends on campus are asking about clubs, that maybe we would not be with so many clubs that we have today. So kudos, thank you, what you did was amazing.
Next year, remember that.
Thank you guys, great job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
What is this for?
CSCA or R2J?
Hello everyone. Tennis had their last match on Tuesday, last football game is Friday, last league volleyball game is tomorrow, and rankings for playoff come out Friday. The high school just finished homecoming week, which was filled with a spirit week, a pep rally, powder puff, and a dance. We have now started planning for a blood drive, and winter sports have also started this week.
Is there some rundown of scores or how we doing?
Volleyball's in third. We're in third place. We played Mammoth tomorrow, which they're undefeated. So we'll see how that goes. But either way will stay at third. Football, I'm not sure on, and neither I'm not sure on tennis. I know that they beat Paraclete, but other than that,
Thank you. CBO report, Mr. Irving.
Well, first of all, thank you, Sarah, for having, Hope Squad out and, talk about it so that, we're all informed about what's happening on campuses and everything. Been a busy couple of weeks for me. Negotiations with RTA are still ongoing. We're getting closer to, but haven't settled yet. I have another round of negotiations scheduled for November 9th. Hopefully the last one, because I'm ready to be done. Bid opening for the Tropico project was last week. The contract is on the board agenda for approval for the base amount for that. Painting has continued at the high schools, and as you can kind of see through the darkness of tonight, that district, they've worked their way down to both sides of the district office now, so that, you know, for a little while there, we were, you know, half painted, half not. What else we got going on? Work for, on the high school and maintenance and ag and DO for security cameras is started today for installation of cameras across more of the high school and covering out towards the maintenance department, the ag department, as well as the district office, and more cameras and updated cameras for the high school parking lot. So,
Robert, on that subject of cameras, now, we just painted our buildings.
we did.
We would like their product or their conduit to be painted as it puts on there. Is that gonna be a problem to match? If they're gonna remove anything that's not painted underneath there, all the boxes have to be secured properly. Are they aware of all that stuff that they need to do? We don't want nice shiny galvanized hanging on our beautiful painted walls. They should be painted the same.
Painting isn't part of their contract for this, so if they would do it, it would have to come before as a change order.
Okay.
Or we'll have leftover paint that we could, you know, paint the next.
We can do it ourselves.
Yeah, but consideration has been taken in terms of just scheduling the work to make sure they aren't overlapping with the painters so, you know, during the summer and everything else, they're mad rush at the high school, does not also have camera installation crews there at the same time, so that, you know, everybody's stepping on each other's toes and all of that fun stuff.
Hopefully we could just hang them where the wires pop on a wall somewhere and won't have to have all that stuff. But if it is,
Yeah,
that'd be
and,
something I think that we need to go back and touch up.
yeah, and,
Because I took a little 4-hour tour around the buildings today, and they look very, very nice.
yeah, the plan is to utilize as much existing conduit as we already have, that, you know, where space will allow. There are going to be places where new conduit will have to be run, just either it doesn't exist or it's not adequate size to run more cables through, but in product, you know, we'll get it to match everything as well as possible so that it's not a glaringly obvious after the fact project, but everything looked good until we now have, you know, shiny aluminum on the, you know, side of the building to
Yeah.
offset. I've worked with RCAC to get grant funding for bottled water for the high school and Alted, since they're our two campuses, that are 3 campuses, including both of those for Alted, but that are still on well water. So we're making progress on that to get, you know, what available state resources we can to help reimburse those costs. We've put in an order for an additional dispenser at the high school, as well as bottled water for the classrooms to serve as, you know, drinking fountains, so kids don't have to, you know, full on leave class during class to go up to the office or anywhere to get water, but also in the event of an emergency, then there's hopefully adequate water supply in addition to the emergency supplies in the classroom already. I believe that is it for me.
Assistant Superintendent, Construction and Grade, Ms. Lacy.
Good evening, everyone. I am happy to say that last Thursday and Friday, I went to San Diego and attended my very last Avid ABL training, which now gives me the designation of Avid District Director for the district. It also allows me to go to summer institutes at no cost other than hotel and such. Any of them that we would like me to go to. So I'm excited about having that final designation. While I was down there, I did get to go visit Doug Fisher's health science high middle college campus to see some of the things that he's been working on with our teachers and administration on, and actually get to see it in person, and it was pretty amazing. I can't wait to share it with the cabinet at our next meeting. I also sent out an email yesterday, letting the teachers, it's a sign-up sheet, basically a Google sign-up sheet for all of the fall regional AVID workshops like I did last school year. This year they're doing it a little differently. So instead of having one training per month, they have 4 different trainings for fall, and they have different sessions each month. So so far I've already signed up. Just sent it out yesterday. I've already signed up 20 teachers. Some of them for several different trainings. They're on, one is on literacy, another one is on wicker strategies, and inquiry is the third one. So it's pretty exciting. We've already got a bunch of teachers already signed up for that. And let's see, I went to Roseman Elementary School today to their staff meeting. They'd asked me to come to share the district's SST procedures and answer the questions that the teachers had on the SST process. So I helped them out there with that information. Also myself, Noemi, and Robert we uploaded all of the initial things for our FPM review. Now the CDE FPM team has been giving us information on items that they would like further input on or documentation. So we have until November 1st to upload. They'll keep sending us on literally a daily basis some things that they might need clarification and documentation on. So we're trying to, as quickly as possible, respond to those and get that documentation uploaded. We have to have that uploaded by November 1st, and then they come back with what findings they may have pending. So still working on that. We'll keep you posted.
Associate Superintendent, Human Resources, Ms. Hargis. Do we have a report? Ms. Gaines.
All right, good evening and welcome to everyone here and also all of our parents and community members who are joining us from home. I want to say to our Director of Special Education, Ms. Taylor, and all of her Hope Squad members and her Hope Squad, her team that do such a great job at getting our kids involved in that. I can't stress how important it is, the work that you're doing and the work that the kids are doing, because we know that many of our students struggle sometimes, and it's just great to have that peer there and ready for them and able to walk them through what they're going through. So awesome work to your department. I also look forward to the introduction of Character Strong and having that character word every single month for our kids to focus on, and our site admin as well, and the district here as well, for us to do our part in promoting awareness on that first, I believe it's respect, the first one.
We've already started this month working on respect.
Respect.
Some of our kiddos have made posters that are hung on some of the campuses. I'm going to be sending out kind of a brochure for the community that's going to lay out all the different character traits that we're going to be working on for the rest of the year.
Okay. All right, and I want to remind everyone that tomorrow, sometimes we hate participating in the great shakeout, but it is so needed, and it's something that you never know how much you will appreciate the training until the day comes that we actually are involved in a dire earthquake. So I ask all of our students and site admin, and we're even going to do it here at the district. I don't know what our scenarios will be. I'm sure Mr. Irving will let us know, but we're going to shake and rattle here in the morning as well. So please, let's take it serious and make sure that all the students understand the importance of this drill. I want to remind our parents that on October 27th and 28th, these are non-student days, but we will have parent conferences on the 27th from 1 p.m. in the afternoon to 8 p.m. in the evening, with an hour break in there for the teachers for their lunch. So parents, please come out and make sure you have a chance to meet with your children's teachers and get to sort of assess how well they're doing after that first semester of school. So, but non-student days, the 27th and 28th. This past Monday and Tuesday, the high school had a WASP visit. It was their mid-cycle review, and Ms. Lacey and I had the opportunity on Monday to meet with the WASP visiting team. I felt it went very well, and I think they were very impressed with Roseman High Early College campus. They talked about some of the specific classes they were in. One of them, of course, being Mr. Riley's welding class. That was, we were very excited to see that we have those types of classes at Roseman High. So I'm optimistic that we will get a good report and maybe some areas that we can focus on. There's always room for improvement. If we aspire to do great things, we're always going to have room to improve. So kudos to the high school, the teachers, the faculty. I want to especially give a shout out to Mr. Carr, who led the writing of that report. I read it page by page by page, very nicely written, and all the teachers and staff members who contributed to that WASP report. It's a pretty thick little report there that they put together. And finally, I just want to say, if you're a parent over at West Park, they are experiencing a book fair. I plan to be there tomorrow at 11, spend some money, buy some books for my grandkids. So if you've got some time and some money you want to spare, West Park's currently got a book fair going on. Thank you.
Work on communication. Good.
But it was really nice to see that little squad in action there. Explained a little bit what they do, and got a nice shirt. I'm excited to deck for it. I really like to see you guys all the time. Love watching you doing your marches and that. I see a bunch of you more and more every day walking home from school and that. And it seems like it's really growing pretty good. And really, you guys are doing a good job. A couple other things. I walked the campus a little bit and I seen some stuff that we need to address, and maybe the Hope Squad can help us with some of it with our problems with in our restrooms. We can make up some flyers or some posters on the smoking that's taking place. That's really bad. And talk to some of the students out there and see what's going on. Try to get us some insight on what they're doing so we can help them out. We need to try to get control of that. So you guys are doing a good job. Thank you.
Mr. Moore? So I just want to say thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks to Hope Squad for my shirt. I really love to see those elementary kids involved in this. It's like, especially when you start that young, that'd be great in that career if you're doing that all the time. I'll be doing school site visits tomorrow for tomorrow's Thursday. Okay, so tomorrow or Friday, and I hope I don't say anything I don't like as I've seen a lot of good things and I've heard a lot of good things, so that's why I kind of stayed away, because I don't want to see something I don't like. So I have good faith that I know I hopefully won't see it that. But I know we got a strong team here at Southern Current, and what's our motto? Maintaining excellence. So I know we're always trying to do that. So that's it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for being here watching live. I got the opportunity to check out the last volleyball game at the high school. It was awesome. I was fired up. I really wanted to be on the court tonight. I said, oh my gosh, Tony and Cleveland. But they wouldn't let me because I'm old. So that's okay.
You can't joke like you used to.
You don't know. You don't know. But you're right. I can't. I lost my voice. I'm sorry. I will be coming on, I am at West Park, so I will be going to spend my money at the book fair. I'm sure my child's teacher took her in, she came up with a list of stuff, I was like, you can't even read yet, like, what is this? But I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get her books, I'm also gonna be on campus on Friday, for the ceremonies, the awards and stuff, so I might stay a little longer and linger. So look out for me, I might be wearing my Hope Squad shirt. There's an election coming up, if you guys didn't know, in November. Throw my name in the hat, you guys aren't legal yet, when you turn 18. Voting, right, it's very important. Other than that, I love the way the district office looks, it looks amazing, I got to catch it in the daylight, I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Other than that, I need to stop talking, because that's my little voice. Thank you for being here.
I like the way she says so. I'm gonna start off with the cadet corps stepped up in Powder Puff. We weren't sure very much about how well we were going to be represented in getting some CIF qualified officials for Powder Puff, but we did manage to have 3 of us out there. Ms. Terry Cook worked with the head linesman. Captain Wallace worked with the line judge, and I got to work with the referee. And you guys did an outstanding job for having as much training as I could give. I do have the names. I have Owen Ricketts, who was one of the officials, Diego Perez, Isaac Gutierrez, Xander, and if I blow the name, you can correct me guys, Benavides, and the Cheney crew, Ariana. I'm not even try the last one, but its last name is Pelayo. Pelayo? Okay. Dean Kova and Justin Russell. So it was really great to see you guys step up. It was well appreciated, and I tell you what, I hope they come out and referee high school football when they graduate, because we need them, and I think they had a lot of fun. And so it was well appreciated. Hint, volleyball easy too. As far as we had our first security safety meeting, very interesting on a lot of feedback that we were getting back from everybody. We're going to continue to do that to start helping making the school safer for everybody. I'd like to, I got to get with Justin Armstrong. I'd like to get some signs out that says if you hear it, you see it, you report it or say it. You got to let us know. So we're looking at doing something, getting those signs out. And I had the opportunity to attend a meeting with the WASP accreditation. It was very informative and very enlightening of what they were telling us what's going on. And their assessment, and it was really, as far as I can say, very encouraging on how well our district is doing. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everybody for coming. Thanks to Hope Squad. Thank you for the shirt. I love seeing you guys in the uniforms. The Connect Corps is, I think, one of the best things that we've ever done for our school. Because it teaches a lot of different things. It teaches you eventually to be leaders, which you will be. I know. So, that's all I have, really. Everybody else took all the good stuff. With that, we will go to any comments from public?
No.
No? We can pass that. Consent items A through H. Does anybody have any questions on anything on it?
I do.
Yeah.
Letter E.
French radio?
Yeah, didn't we do 5 radios?
We are actually, Mr. Irving can lighten you up on, or enlighten you on that, sorry. Enlighten me.
Alright. We bought radios last year. The demand is very high, what we thought, what we thought was an adequate number to start with, but as, we got through last year and the start of this year with the increased number of students on campus and gaps in certificate and classified staffing. There have been requests from the sites to get additional radios to beef up the amount of communication between employees so that if something happens on one end of the campus, the front office knows and that kind of thing. So it's just some more additional radios for each of the campus as well as additional batteries so that if they need radios during the afternoon or during ACES or whatever, they can still use the same radio from the morning. They do with and with a fresh battery to make sure that halfway through the ACES program the battery doesn't die. And it's
So how many did we buy last year?
District wide we bought 52 or something like that. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
So we really need 88 radios throughout the whole district?
Depending on who you ask, that
Oh,
number
I just
could be
want to
higher.
know, do we?
Yeah.
Like, Patrick, do we? How many do you have left?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we do have we've got additional CSOs and systems missing in just different areas we want to have. So it's just a communication thing. So it's just a couple for it.
This is
This is something that we looked at during the safety meeting, and we had that. One of the biggest issues that we have is quick communication. So we are repairing that by getting more radios.
They're pretty expensive radios. I bought like 6 of them on Wish last year for my grandkids. You put them on your wrist.
Oh my.
They were like 99 cents for all 6 of them.
Just to let you know that this won't be the last amount because
It'll probably be getting more.
a lot more.
So can I just add, so you were in the safety committee.
Yes.
And one of the things is, so like say for tomorrow with the earthquake drill, one of the concerns for the staff is you have to go through our safety plans and stuff like that, but when the telephones go down, cell towers go down, and stuff like that, that's one of the big things with the radios as well, so that we can still communicate with each other. Also, if there's something going on the campus, I'll be honest, like, so I'm really in the office. So if another person's trying to reach me on the phone, we don't have very good cell reception, stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why we did ask for additional radios to give to our teachers, ideally, I don't want you to pass out or anything, but each classroom would have a radio.
Yeah. Are like, really?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think communication is very important,
Well, I
but
mean.
also a plan. I mean, the teachers, fire drills, we all know where we're gonna go, right?
Yeah, these are those radios. Where
So somebody should be in that station to watch it and be able to communicate that everybody's there. I mean, for everyone, we just gotta make sure that everybody on campus don't have a radio. Because it's gonna be expensive, they're gonna get broken, they're gonna damage, they're gonna get stolen, a lot of things gonna happen to them. So we need to really rethink that because we can't have $100,000 worth of radios on the campus because that's ridiculous. If I'm a teacher in a classroom and a fire drill goes off, I know where I'm supposed to meet. And we need to have coordinators that go around and make sure all the teachers are in their areas and accounted for all their students. Now that person needs a radio to communicate that. That's for sure. But I don't think every teacher needs a radio to communicate that we're at our safety spot and all head
Well, this is
counted.
what was really being looked at for, Jim. If we lose telephones, which is a good possibility in any time, or we have, an issue in one area, and we can't get that, but those radios are instantaneous, that they can be got to every classroom. And that's one.
We can try to safety proof everything, but it's not going to work. I mean, we can say this or that. You can't prepare for everything in life. Try to get a safety thing. I know we gotta try, and we do a good job at it, but we can't say, well, what happened if they forgot to charge the battery that night? You know, we can say that, well, now we gotta buy extra batteries. Well, what happened if they forgot to put it on a charger? Well, maybe we need to buy extra chargers. You know, it can just keep going and going and going and going, trying to safety proof something that has worked throughout the years forever at Edwards Air Force Base. Everybody in the building knows where they meet. And then they have a coordinator going around making sure everybody's there. They radio it into the headquarters, all accounted for. It's all done in 10 minutes. I mean, we've been through them drills a zillion times. They work, they're efficient. We can't keep trying to safety proof everything because there's no end to it. There's no end to it.
Right. So, Brittany, do our radios on our buses work well? Yeah, okay. Well,
Sometimes.
There's a problem right now. I mean, we're about to buy
Depends if you're out on
36.
Backus and 90th, if RES has their radios on, if Tropico is busy. Sometimes we just don't even call anymore, because we'll show up at their front door.
And that's trying, you know, what else can we do?
But it's the same thing with
Have somebody
cameras.
follow you in a safety vehicle, just in case? I mean, we can just keep going and going and going. We have to just say, look, we're doing our very, very best and feel comfortable in what we're doing and saying yes. Maybe there's a point on the bus where you check in. When I get over the hill on Dawn Road, I got radio, I'm gonna call in real quick. Hey, we're still on the roll. Something like that. I mean,
So
instead of just,
ideally, at Rosemont High School, we have 7 CSOs. We have what? 3 principals? Or 2?
2 and an AD.
2 and AD. And then
Office staff.
ideally, right there,
There are
we should
educators that
have.
work with special needs students that need them. If they're out on custodians. When you really start thinking about it, you don't want students out on a campus, especially with like a special needs child that has
Well, I get
some
that.
behaviors
I
and
get
such.
that.
You literally, and then at the elementary campus near Tropico, for the after-school program, they don't necessarily have the ability to use a phone, especially when they're outside and they need those battery backups. That's why we really needed battery backups. Was to be able for them to charge and use the radios from the day, because otherwise they have no battery, and they need those to call for kids to come up and for pickup. They use those all night long until 6 p.m.
Do those radios, are they worth the money?
we're getting good
Have you
radio.
ever bought radio?
I bought radios, Mario. I'm just asking. Because let me tell you something. I bought a phone a year ago and now it's so worthless I don't even want it. So I'm asking. It don't even stay charged and they thought.
Next time you should buy a radio then.
For 2 years and it don't work.
I'm sure you'll contact someone if you can start talking.
I'm just asking. Like,
We're not looking at radios that Edwards Air Force Base has. I know I used to have a brick, so we used to call.
I see the ones they got.
Yeah,
They're
but
fine.
we're not looking at those. We're looking at something that it will last, is communication. I have 2 that I use when I go on a football field. And mine are always charged. You can put it in a charger and still have it on. It's not gonna hurt anything other than, but what we're looking at is that, and we're gonna have that one, we get that one incident, and that's all it takes. It can come back and bite us, and the amount of money that, for the safety of the campuses and students and staff, we have to look at it.
And I can tell you right now, there is not enough right now for the people that actually need to have them. I agree, not every teacher needs radio,
No, I
but
don't-
those
I don't
staff
agree.
members that really do
okay,
need
so
them, we need
we
them.
already have, how many did you say, Robert?
But we don't
I
have
already
enough.
forgot. Oh, I already remember my number. If you have 36, we're gonna have 88. So after we have 88, how many more should we need?
I would say that we're very close to meeting our sufficiency at 88.
After we raise them?
Yes.
Okay, as long as you don't come back and like, oh, damn, we need to do more.
Well, it depends on what the security and safety committee comes up with. You still got that. Who's on that? Mario and I. Probably. Sure.
Make sure you come back with more cameras too, because those were great.
Okay, next, I'm okay with that. Motion. I'll second.
This time, I think next time we may have a fight. When we start passing out teachers, we're gonna have an argument.
What about kids?
Well,
Then how about the kid? Let's do that the kid
yeah,
one.
may I say something?
It's got a Google though.
Go, Barbara, sit.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I did not hear that, but there's also a lot of things that come out on a radio that
Yes.
are confidential or should only be received by a certain clientele on the campus that will react appropriately. We cannot just, because if the teacher's hearing it, the radio's on, kids are gonna be hearing it, so I'm 100% against radios in every classroom. I just don't see the need for that. It's a very, very delicate situation.
It
Well,
is.
there's like 100 channels, right? So it's like, hey, let's go to a secure channel. And have a conversation.
Every time you hear a siren, they turn on the scanner.
We got a motion, seconded by Ms. Lett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is first reading for the
Board policies.
board policies.
Just informational tonight. These board policies will come back one more time as informational, and then the third time they will return for adoption.
Can I get a clarification on options, please?
Yes, which one would you like?
Well, we got options on EP 33551.
Food service?
Yeah.
Okay, option one is that we would fund the student meals out of our general fund. And option two, excuse me, is that we would pay for salaries, et cetera, out of our cafeteria fund.
About AR 4161-8, family care and medical leave.
Okay, so, yeah, this one I had to actually get Paul on the phone because as you can see, we have option 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I found out was 4161.8 applies to certificated personnel, and that is done, their family care and medical leave, it's the days roll backwards. And I'm gonna ask you, please don't ask me to necessarily explain that. They understand that in HR, how the days are counted moving backwards from the day that they first go into their leave. They count it. It's not like when they get to go forward, but it doesn't. So that is what option 4 is. The days are planned. The method that we use is set and learn for certificated is rolling backwards. 4261.8 is classified staff. Same thing. Days go backwards is how they count. And option 1 on the second component is they first use their accrued paid leave and they go out on that. That is the first option. That's what we use in that. And 4361.8 is family care and medical leave management, and the same things apply. We use the same policies and procedures for all 3 classifications.
Approved graduation and promotion dates. This date.
Yes, and looking at the student calendar that was created by the calendar committee with with representatives from certificated, classified, and management. We decided that May 31st, 2023 would be the graduation for Rare Earth High School Abraham Lincoln. And on June 1st would be the graduation for Roseman High Early College Campus. They usually follow Rare Earth one day. And then on June 2nd, which is the last day of school, would be the promotion at Tropico Middle School for the 8th graders.
Does anyone have any questions on
You will make sure it's gonna be a windy day.
that? It could be raining,
Which day?
could be sunny.
I'll show you.
It's always windy.
More? Seconded by Hepburn. Right? Great. All in favor?
Aye.
The board directs superintendent to work with Caldwell Forest Winners, Inc. To submit any and all eligibility fund applications to the Office of Public School Construction for the purpose of providing funding for the purpose of a NPR cafeteria project at Roseland High School Early College campus. The board further directs the superintendent to work with Caldwell Forest Winners, Inc. to cause both the Division of State Architecture, man, I cannot talk tonight. DSA, basically. The California Department of Education approved the NPR cafeteria project at Roseland High School Early College campus. You want to explain it, or you want me to?
Well, I would love it if you would go ahead and explain that.
For anybody who doesn't know, we found out that we may be eligible for funding to build a cafeteria out of state money instead of our school money. So we are going to work with Caldwell Forest Winter to be able to go forward and see if they can establish money.
Does that cost anything to do that?
They get a percentage of what it is. All the agencies that we deal with get percentages. Anybody have any questions?
No, let's get him on.
Motion by Moore?
Second.
Second by Vincelette? Ayes? Aye.
My grandpa always taught me, use the credit card, not the debit card, because you should always use other people's money. So,
Okay. Update funding for the proposed TMS improvement project to complete the project as designed, which will be funded by a contribution of the state proceeds and an application for reimbursement funds received by the district for previous projects. If we just use the state money, we'll only be able to do probably 20 classrooms and lose the bathroom also. To be able to do it in the entirety that is what we have planned, we're going to have to use some of the reimbursement money that we got from taking portables out of So I really want to get every classroom we can get on that campus because we need it. And that way we can maybe get rid of some of those portables that are ancient. They've been there since I was there.
These days, the winch is gonna.
You said it, ain't you?
Along with me. I need a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Vincent, seconded by? All in favor?
Aye.
Student? Approve the awarding of the contract with Medallion Consulting Inc. for the site utilities at Tropical Middle School Extension Project in the amount of $9,091,045. That's even hard to say. Bid, we're open on Tuesday, October the 11th, 2022. One general contractor attended the mandatory job walk along with 3 tier 1 subs, submitted a sealed bid and the Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act.
Yeah.
I know. Adopted on September 16, 2008, provided that alternative methods of public agencies to obtain bids and perform public projects for projects of more than 200,000, formal bids procedures will be followed as PCC 22032. If no bids are received, the district may negotiate a contract or use their own workers. Ooh, that was a lot. Basically, it's Medallion was the only one that bid on it, and that's all the groundwork that we need over at Tropico to put the building.
Robert, in your mind, is that reasonable?
Given today's construction climate, it is higher than I would like personally, but that doesn't mean anything. But as far as square footage for the project, it's not an unreasonable number.
Where everything is right now.
So 9,091,045.
Yep.
It's all on the budget, right, Robert? You got the money, right?
Well, that's why we apply to the state for financial hardship and use the state's money for these.
I'll motion.
Second.
Motion by Vincent, seconded. That Pepper?
Yeah.
Squeaky.
All in favor? Aye. One aye.
This is the,
Approved resolution 22-2307, California School Healthy Air Plumbing and Efficiency Program. Governing body, Mr. Irving, explain that for us, please.
Alrighty, so California Energy Commission has come together to give public agencies the opportunity to update plumbing and HVAC infrastructure. The first phase of it is plumbing, so anything that is not up to code or, the most efficient it could be. The state is willing to give money away to replace those fixtures at no cost to districts. So, for instance, the plumbing fixtures at Roseman High School that have been there since 1962, we're able to replace those at no cost to us. The district, based off a preliminary audit of our facilities, has been approved for a little bit over $600,000 district-wide to replace sinks, toilets, ice machines. They aren't replacing HVAC units wholly yet, but there are funds for repairing and updating HVAC units to help them be more efficient so that, we don't have to run a HVAC, 23 hours a day at, 80% efficiency So all of this is at no cost to us. We just need to, apply for the program and get in, and the first step of that is to have a board resolution.
Motion by Hepburn. Seconded by Mr. Bennett. All in favor? All ayes. She likes to have the air conditioning in her room, huh? Approved resolution 22-2308. Participate in a lower emission school bus program.
Alright, so this is through Eastern Current Air Pollution. It is basically it's the bus crush grant of transportation is requesting that we replace a older sped bus with a more efficient one. So the way the program works is we take our old bus, certify that it's been crushed, and we'll get approximately 80% of the value of the new replacement that meets higher fuel economy and everything else. So
We can get some electric bus.
No. Before I drive an electric bus, just saying.
I mean,
I haven't run that one by Brittany yet.
They would not last in Rosemary.
I was gonna say, they won't get it all the way where we need to go.
No.
How many buses are we looking at?
Just one sped bus. For
Just
this
the
round.
one, we're going to the one we can crush.
No.
Cross them all.
Hey, don't take her.
It was sad when we crashed the
Chance to get
food
a nice
buses.
deal.
I grew up in those buses. It was a sad day.
For the sake of keeping our bus driving fleet,
Hepburn. All in
One
favor?
at a time, okay? I'm sure it's not a good radio.
Approve following list of personnel items. Does anybody have any questions?
No, I didn't see anybody. Any question on personnel?
No.
Move that we accept.
Motion by Vincent. Seconded by Moore. All in favor? All ayes.
Mr. President, I'd just like to add at this time that effective November 1st, we will be opening up our school sites for volunteers to come in. We've really been hesitant to do it because of COVID, and we think now we let them go on field trips with and it's just really it's been a blessing that they've gone on the field trips with our kids and our administrators and teachers. But November 1st, we want to make an attempt to open the schools for our parent volunteers. So you'll see more. Where I'm going with this is you're going to see in the immediate future more volunteers on the
Do we
list.
have to be approved volunteers?
Yes.
Yes. So I just wanted to let you know that.
You know why we're pointing at you, don't you?
Oh, it's your time to shine.
I got a couple things, or one thing actually, for Robert and Barbara. You guys did a miracle pulling out some funds for these buildings here, and they look really, really nice. Through my walkthrough today, I noticed one thing. We missed two things. We missed transportation. Is there any way we might be able to dig in that trash can a little deeper and see if we got any funds down there to try to do something with them two buildings? It's not the whole paint, it's just the trim on them two buildings. But that's the only two that's left.
I'll paint it.
I missed it.
Okay, I'll paint it.
I couldn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Mr. Bender, I will get a quote for the board between now and hopefully the next board meeting to have that proof. I may get just two quotes. One that, let's just see what it would cost to literally paint those buildings, and then one to do the trim only.
Can we do the trim yellow?
No.
You guys all have to pick their colors. Now we can just tell
You wanna
parents,
match
go
the
to
buses?
yellow, is that what you're doing?
You're trying to match the buses?
Yes. And then when we tell the parents, they always come here, we're like, no, the one where all the buses are, and they still come here. Now we just tell them, go to the yellow building. I see your name.
I thought about it. If they could pick a yellow that matches as good as this blue does, then, because this blue, I thought about the blue, but this blue is beautiful. I mean, I wanted the whole place painted the same color, but this blue is, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah. I was ready. Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
And motion to adjourn.
Motion by Finch, seconded by Hipper, all in favor?
And each one.